destroying.
That's all right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Inside the Booth. I am your host, and we got another co-host. I'm Dan the Law, because I am the law, and Ron from CG Artist is with us tonight.
Hey, guys.
Tonight we're going to be talking about some. That's right. We're gonna be talking about some cool stuff. We got Saving Private Ryan, which I think we're gonna talk about first because it's a movie, keeping things a little light. We are going to have spoilers, so spoilers ahead on that movie. If you haven't seen it, came out in 1998. Steven Spielberg was the director, and what's his name? Was the actor. We had a couple of actors here. Tom Hanks, yeah, is the main actor, and then you got what's that other guy's name? Just can't even think of it at the moment.
Just think of the Bourne Supremacy.
Yeah, Bourne Supremacy.
Jason Bourne.
And Jason Bourne's in here now.
and he's in character, in Jason Bourne character in Saving Private Ryan, which would make it for a much different movie.
It would. Matt Damon. That's what I couldn't think. I don't know why. Lovett is here saying, "Hey, y'all. Hey, Brittany, what's up?" So, yeah, welcome everybody to Inside the Booth. If you are not a member, go ahead and become a member here on YouTube, or become a member on Patreon for just as little as $1 a month, and it helps us to get the word out and do what we do here. So if you like what we do here, consider supporting. And so here we go. Saving Private Ryan. We'll start with that first. And then afterwards, if you want to stick around for a little bit more heavier talk, we're going to talk a little bit on the political side. Definitely want to talk about July 13th. And President Trump and that whole thing. I guess on YouTube you're supposed to be careful how you say certain words, because then we can be the video can be demonetized. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about that because I hope that all of you can support us on platforms like here, YouTube, and Patreon. So let's not worry about us being censored on our words. So, yeah, that's it. So if you are watching from somewhere, you saw this thumbnail, and you're probably like, whoa, interesting. So I don't know. I don't know if you really like that or not, but we're going to talk about Saving Private Ryan and not Saving Ryan's Privates. So
I was thinking that the whole time, but I refrained from saying it.
We're not going to save Ryan's Privates. We're Saving Private Ryan.
I was going to blurt it out, but I said, no, I won't do that. I won't do it. But now look what's happened.
No, exactly. See, I was thinking, I was reading your mind. That's why, Ron.
There it was.
Reading your mind, and I was like, I got to say it. So I guess we'll start off with the typical, what we do, the plot, the acting, cinematography, score, which is the music, and the allegory. So obviously this is a World War II movie. Steven Spielberg wrote it, and I think it's set in Normandy, France, and I believe it's based on true events, right?
Yep. On D-Day.
Yep. If I remember correctly. So, so I guess the plot is kind of simple. It's just Tom Hanks's character finds out about Matt Damon's character, Private Ryan, and he needs to go save him basically from where he is, because he's lost, and he had brothers and they all died in action, and he's the last one, and apparently they wanted to bring him home for his mother.
Exactly.
Pretty much it.
If it were the medieval times, depending on who's in power, they would want to destroy the lineage. Can't say that word. The last of his bloodline. There it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
But no, instead, it's in the 40s.
Yep, that's it.
Sorry. From time to time, I have to get up and stop a dog from chewing on plastic things and destroying herself. So, disclaimer.
Okay.
Dog duties.
Dog duties. So with that plot, it's a good plot, and it's based on true events, and maybe everything that happened wasn't exactly how it happened, but I think Steven Spielberg did a good job on portraying the war on Normandy. So I will give it a point.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep, definitely get a point. No one's ever taken their helmet off mid-battle and looked at it like, damn, this thing saved me. Only just
to get hit.
Out of all the scenes in the movie, that one just all one can do. It's not even like a scene that would make a crowd laugh. It's just a scene that makes the entire crowd shake their head like face palm.
Yeah. It was his first time in battle, and he's like, "Oh, look,
it actually works until it doesn't."
And I think Captain Miller even said to him, he turned around and said, "Oh, that was lucky." And then he turns back around, and then he gets shot in the head, and boom. I guess luck was not on his side the second shot. So
no, you only get one. Humans only get one life, whereas cats get 9. I don't know how many do you get.
That's right.
Sorry, dog watch. 24.
Nice. So I guess then on to the next. I guess talking about a movie can be short. We don't have to always talk so long and jump
all good
off with bunny trails. But just because we have something else we want to talk about after this. And it's acting is next. But acting. I was just going to say acting. I was just going to say this kind of pertains to what we're dealing with now, because we got to have, freedom of America. Freedom is a good thing, and people fought for our freedom, and and there you have it. World War II was not nice. So
no, not at all.
When people fight for freedom, there's always consequences.
It yielded good effects after, though. So
yeah. And free is not always free, is what they say, right?
Yeah, the price to get there, though.
Yeah, price to get there is not always pretty.
Nope.
So we do, as in just like 4th of July was a couple weeks ago, we do appreciate everyone who has, fought in the wars and served the country.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Yep.
Like I said, next is acting. You got Tom Hanks wrote over here, and I think he did a pretty good job.
There's one scene in particular where he looks around to make sure nobody's watching, and he kind of loses it. That's a very, very touching scene, because it's like I don't care how tough you are or how tough you think you are. When you're in the middle of war and there's that much carnage and death all around you, and then you also lose your battle buddies and all,
Yeah.
After a while, it's got to do something to you, and it may not happen right away. It may be well after, maybe during, but it was interesting to see that part of it, the vulnerability, and I believe that Tom Hanks pulled that off really well. Like, you sit there like, damn, You know, and then you start thinking about what you just watched. Like, yeah, I can relate to that, or I can't relate to that. I can't even imagine what those guys must have gone through. I mean, you figure some of these guys are just fresh out of high school, man, and then you're thrown into that. You know, what do you? This just got real. You know, I mean, think about it. I know this has nothing to, well, it kind of goes hand in hand with acting, but just think about getting into that mindset. You have people who were on the boat and didn't even get off the boat, all that training and everything, and got shot up. And if that's your best friend, that's right. I mean, it just happened. It's over, you know? So, so some of those guys didn't even see real war. I mean, they just stood there and got chewed apart. And so for all that to just weigh down on the person who's leading them, you know, I think Tom Hanks portrayed that feeling, that emotion, that raw emotion brilliantly.
Yeah, that was good.
Sure. Yep. And then, of course, to go along with that, Matt Damon, there's a scene where he's telling a story and he's kind of cracking up while he's telling the story. And I remember watching that scene thinking, he's acting as if that was a real true event in his history. It's those little things like that that's brilliant acting, in my opinion. You know, it's just to be able to really, really get into character and make it believable like that.
Yeah. We got Uncle Mike here. What's up, Uncle Mike? How you doing?
Mike?
Thanks for being here, Uncle Mike. Finally, Uncle Mike stopped watching for a while. He said it was boring without Tabitha. So the girl that was there, he liked her because he laughed at her all the time. So you know, Uncle Mike is a little slow, but it was funny when he said that to me. And I was like, Uncle Mike, you still gotta watch us.
You just gotta
do it. I think everybody did a wonderful job at acting. Even the guy who plays Private Thomas Ryan, but not the right one. I think he did a good job too. Even though he was a side character, you know, Tom Hanks is like, let me tell you, you know, your brothers are dead. And he's you know, he's crying. He goes, how did they die? And he's like, you know, they all died in combat, in action. And he goes, well, I don't know how that is because they're still in grade school. You know, and it's like, you know, let it click a little bit. You know, you got to sit there for 5 more minutes and let it just click and be like, oh, they're in grade school. Oh, they died in combat. Yeah, that didn't happen. Okay, my brothers are fine, you know. But he was still asking when Tom Hanks was walking away, like, wrong guy, you know, let's go. And he was still asking the other
turn it off.
You're sure my brothers aren't dead?
Yeah, I'm sure. Calm it down.
Calm down, buddy. Calm down. Relax. So just
imagine that person if that were happening for real. What a roller coaster of emotions.
Right. Exactly.
One extreme to the next.
Right.
Definitely make you sit down in the middle of it all and ponder things like, wow.
Yeah.
What just happened?
Yeah. So I will give obviously the acting a point.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm guessing you will too.
Yep.
Next would be dummy me's not scrolled properly. Cinematography. Now, usually in cinematography, we're at 20 minutes and I do a commercial break, but I'm not going to do one. I'll do a commercial break before we start talking about the other stuff.
The other stuff.
And for those of you who just joined us and you want to know what the other stuff is, stay tuned.
Get ready to be angry.
That's right. Get ready for a little bit of emotion.
Yeah. Back to that acting category.
That's right. That's right. So cinematography, you know, obviously Normandy and Steven Spielberg tried a new thing and tried like this is basically where the camera shake came from. And a lot of
but they did it properly movies. Though, I think, you know, like you could still see what's going on, right?
Right.
Because
Yeah.
there's some movies where the shake is so damn bad, man. I mean, come on.
Right.
Come on.
This is true. This is true. And the color grading was well done for 98 because they didn't do the whole flat and then they put the stuff in after.
Oh, you mean like Matrix?
Yeah,
green.
Yeah.
I mean, it works for that
know,
type of movie, but this one was drab and just it felt
very
authentic, right?
Yeah, very gritty. I mean, if you look at the background, you see all the debris and stuff, so that definitely plays for the type of movie and everything. So you got to have debris, I guess. Obviously, like the explosions and stuff that happen. I do have
some scenes where they kind of flip over the boat and then go underwater and show what that's like. I thought that was really good for in terms of cinematography. It's something different and getting that perspective as well. Like if
watching some people
think
and get their stuff off to come back up to the surface. Yeah. No, that's
and some people may think, well, man, if you're getting shot out like that, jump in the water, kind of swim around, and then you realize that's kind of a death trap as well.
Yeah,
if not more so, because you're stunted at that point, and the water's not going to slow the bullets down that much. So
this is true.
Yeah.
And I do like the fact that he did. Spielberg did show a lot of the out and in Google, they said that these images were, are not for the main audience, I guess, because, they're bloody and gory.
Yeah.
And people's guts are hanging out. I did grab a couple of those photos. I'll show them now. So if you have, they said this, and it was interesting. Oh, this guy over here, he got shot at, but it hit his canteen, and you see the water splurting out of his canteen instead.
Yeah.
Well, he's hanging over they're trying to help people, this is the medics, obviously. They got the Red Cross on their helmets. I think this is the same shot, just a different angle. But yeah, I didn't get the one where his guts were hanging out, but still,
that's a bit graphic for the audience, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, it depicted what I know his goal was just to try to get as close to what it may have been like, in reality as possible, without going over to rated R. Right? And I would say really good job, because it definitely, for me, for one, made me never want to be in that situation. I mean, that seems like a very, you're going uphill, you're in sand, you have barely anything to hide behind. That's a lose situation, man. I mean,
it is.
And everything around you is being chewed apart. Kudos to those who pushed on, I mean, you think, well, what else am I going to do? It's, your survival instincts kick in, fight or flight, it kicks in. But still, man, even brave or crazy individuals to run straight into that, right?
Yeah.
Hard to not turn around and just run.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Although run where, I don't know. Ocean? What are you going to do?
Now so talking about that fight or flight, the one guy who was carrying all the ammo, he was from Minnesota, right? And he was the typewriter guy. He definitely was afraid of everything. If he would have kind of toward the end, if he would have ran up the stairs where the two guys were that needed ammo, he could have saved their lives, but he was just kind of standing by the wall and just kind of in fear of everything.
Yeah.
And then when he did start to go up there, the one dude was already fighting the German guy, and then the German guy is just kind of stabbing him, and you're wondering, well, get up there, shoot the German so that your friend can stay alive. But
But I mean, that's a true emotion, though. Some people, and you don't know what side you'll fall on, but some people, when they see that, you freeze. You're in a state of shock. I don't know what to do. And this is it's easy to be that, I guess, armchair quarterback on a Monday, right? And be like, hey, you should have done this, you should have done that.
Come on,
you know,
do it.
Exactly.
It's funny because no matter how many times you watch this movie, you
say that.
You get into the movie and you're like, oh, come on, just go.
Exactly.
It's
all you got to do is go.
I've seen this before. He doesn't, but whatever, But it's like every time you watch it, it's like you get into it again. I don't know why, but it intrigues the mind like that. Obviously, they did a good job with music and obviously acting, cinematography is great, So I'm going to give cinematography a point.
Definitely a point.
I didn't see too many flaws, if any. Obviously, I think there's one part where they are filming it. It's more in the beginning where the boats are and stuff, and it looks like there's a wide shot, kind of like this one, but not this one. But it almost looks like that's all they had was the two boats and like 20 people. And trying to make it look like there's more, every time they
make it look massive.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot you can do with a matte painting in that situation. So it's gonna work with what we got, right?
Right. Yeah. So it's like, oh, okay, maybe this movie was made smaller than what it really was, but definitely the way it's filmed, it looks bigger.
Yeah, definitely felt that way.
One shot. Yeah. Except for that one shot. If you notice, if you your eye catches it right at the right spot, you'll notice it and you'll be like, I wonder,
Nope, I don't even want to know.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, right. Ignorance is bliss. But at the same time, it's only if you catch that spot. If you don't, everything is fine. Everything looks great, So, definitely the walking around the France city looked a little small to me, just because it looked like it was some of the same buildings were being used,
Filmed it from the other angle now.
Yeah, shoot it from over here, so it's a different spot,
That's right. Now turn the building upside down and shoot that. No,
those are just my only small critiques after watching this several times, So, but it still gets me. So obviously,
and it's funny. It's some of the little performances, like we mentioned. The guy gets shot in the helmet, takes it off, realizes how lucky he is, only to get shot again. Or the guy who is shell shocked clearly and looks around for a moment, picks up his arm, and then he's on his way. That's my arm. I was born with it. I'm taking it. It's mine. I'm sure his thought is, maybe they can reattach this. We're going to bring it with me. Put it on ice.
That's it. Put it on ice.
Clearly you just rub dirt on it and it'll be fine. Just reattach it and you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Back in there,
yeah, exactly. Put it back in there.
Sew it back up. You'll be all right.
Like an action figure.
Yeah, that's right. Pop it back in.
Exactly. But it's those little, little things. It's, dare I say, chef's kiss to the whole performance. It's those little things,
It is. It definitely is. It's great. So we're going to sneak right into the music. So it's John Williams, obviously.
Yeah, how can you know? Yeah, come on.
Big stuff. So yeah.
The music is sad when it needs to be sad, almost extra sad. Like there's, the moment you show someone breaking down and you play a little violin, it's over. It's just over. You've got him. You've got him.
Yep, you've got him. So it's an obvious point for me. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like that. I think during the battle there was no music. It was just raw.
Yeah, there's sometimes where it's just raw. All you hear is a shooting and everybody screaming, and I guess that could play as the music. So the sound mixing was
natural soundtrack, right?
That's right. So the mixing of the sound, they did a good job too. It's not just music. Maybe I should change that. Music and sound mix. Because obviously there's some movies where the sound mix is. You get some spots and you're just like, oh, that sounded weird. But no, but they did a good job in this one all the way through. So
I like when movies depending on the scene. I think even in we mentioned earlier, Born Supremacy. There's some of the fight scenes. There's just no music. It's just the absence of music seems to make it more raw. It's funny when you have the absence of something.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Levis says it's been a day. Hope you all have a great night. I'll be listening.
She left before the anger. You're leaving before the anger.
But she said she'll listen. So leaving us on and just hanging out, I guess. Lurking in the background. That's great. Galaxy Garage is here. What is up, Galaxy Garage?
How's it going?
So what do you give music?
A 1. I mean, it's hard to, not give it a 1 when it's John Williams. I mean,
when it's John Williams, yeah. He did Star Wars.
Well, even aside from that, just there's so many. He's just the pro that he knows what he's doing,
Yeah, exactly. This is true. He knows what he's doing. Even when he first started, I don't know if Star Wars
kind of knew, didn't he?
Yeah, he already knew. Yeah, he already knew.
Yeah, that would be a good trivia question. And hopefully someone can put in the comments. What was his first score for a movie?
Yeah, that's a good one. For those watching, go ahead and look it up.
There you go.
And if no one answers while we're live, you are watching us aftermath, go ahead and look it up. Put it in the comments.
Slap a comment there, yeah.
Last but not least is Allegory. Obvious, it's a war movie, and there's quite a bit of allegory, and I believe, because not everybody wants to be in war, but there is one that popped out to me a lot was what was it? Tom Hanks' character. Even though everybody's like, come on, let's not do this. Let's just go. He says, no, we got to find the one. It's almost like when the one lost sheep runs away and Jesus goes and finds the one sheep that's lost. It's kind of like, no, we got to get the one person that's missing, and we have to bring them back. So that they're safe, even though it might hurt everybody else,
Well, not just that, but I mean, you figure those that you've lost for this particular side mission, their deaths would be in vain at that point, right? You don't want that.
Exactly.
Oh.
No, that's
plus, how would you feel if you were the one? You would want someone to come help you out. Although you kind of really didn't know that was happening, but you get what I'm saying,
Yeah, yeah. And then when he did get there, Matt Damon's character was like, well, why me? Why did you choose me?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's almost like as Christian believers, sometimes I even ask God, well, why'd you choose me? Why'd you choose me to do this YouTube channel? Why'd you choose me to want to tell people about Christ? And and I know Tom Hanks' character didn't say this, but I know a lot of times God would say to me, well, why not you? Why not you? Because you are here, why can't God pick up even Ron? Why not you, Ron? Why you did that room? Why did God put it in your heart to choose you to make that room, and then you showed it on YouTube? And maybe these questions have gone through your mind, maybe not, but it's like, well, why not? Why not you? Why can't you do it? So it's like, just do it. Just do it, because why not?
That's definitely been my mantra when it came to this. That's every YouTube video. Do it because why not?
Why not? You never know who can reach. It is true.
You never know. I mean, just recently because someone from Italy was like, "This is fantastic." Had to Google Translate it, but that's pretty damn cool, man.
It is. It is. The internet is awesome. Yes, it has its flaws, but it's also a good place to be, because someone from, like you said, Italy or across the world, they can watch your stuff, and it's like they can even comment on it, and you're like, so you're connecting with people.
Yeah, that part I did not expect in the beginning. I hadn't even thought about it.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. When starting this YouTube channel, I didn't think about even connecting with someone like you, Ron. I mean, you build. I mean, I think that's so cool. I watched the videos back in, I don't know, how long ago was it? Like
2019, I think is when I started.
Right. So I've watched even videos before that, people building stuff in the rooms, and I'm like, oh, that's so cool, you know. And I was just always a watcher and I'll comment and stuff, but it's even though I did have the YouTube channel, I never thought that, you know, someone like you or even who else did we have on that was pretty big?
Cash, Sean.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
We've had Dennis on here.
Sean, Cat,
yeah. A whole bunch of people. Just a whole bunch of different parts of life, right?
Yeah, exactly. Even what's his name? That one stunt man. I can't remember his name at this moment of
Evil
time.
Knievel.
We had stunt people on our show. You know, we've had independent
I did not
movie
know
makers. That. Yeah, we had independent movie makers on our show. I mean,
you had the one health fitness guy about a month ago.
Oh yeah. Even him. Yeah, and he trained celebrities, and it's like you never know what could happen. And why not? Why not? You know, why not you? Why can't God use us to bring people together? And even just at the end of every show, we pray for people, and a lot of people are very receptive to that. You know, and it's even if they don't have the same beliefs, that they at least, you know, they're receptive and they say, well, thank you, you know, I appreciate it. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool to see. So so I guess the allegory, I'll give a point.
It's a clean, it's a flush.
Yeah, it is. So everybody, Saving Private Ryan gets a 10 out of 10.
If you haven't seen it yet, definitely take the time to watch it. I think within the first 10 minutes, you should be hooked.
Yeah.
Unless that type of thing throws you off, you're not really into that. You know, I will throw a disclaimer out there for those who haven't seen it. It's quite gory.
It is.
Quite gory.
And it does have
disturbing for some. I mean, I was just watching a YouTube video about the top 5 videos that have had people react negatively, whether it's just stand up and walk out. And Saving Private Ryan was one of them, which actually caused some PST episodes, and people just got up and just left. They were like, they just couldn't take it. The noise, the sound effects, it triggered things, and they just had to leave. So there's that disclaimer as well, that like everything that's been, you know, in everything, art, movies, music, it's not for everybody. But it is an interesting and well put together movie.
Yeah, definitely. Phil TMNT, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Hi.
Did you know Phil lives in Chicago too? So, yeah, you guys will have to meet up someday.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yeah, I don't know where though. You know, like where in Chicago.
But it's funny when you say you're from Chicago, you could truly not even be part of the city, which I'm not. I'm I'm like 45 minutes northwest of the city. So, but if someone asks, I'm from Chicago. Right. I did grow up, born and raised there. It's just I got the hell out. Anyway.
Right. Yeah. So, if you haven't seen Saving Private Ryan, like Ron said, go ahead and watch it. Tell us what you think of the movie down below. And we appreciate all those who did go to war and give us our freedom, the freedoms that we have today. And yeah, so segueing from that to our merch store, I guess.
There's freedom there, I think.
That's right.
No, that's a horrible segue. That was horrible.
It was. But for everybody, this is a commercial break. Here you go.
What is this place? What is it that you do here? Merchandising. Merchandising, merchandising, where the real money from the movie is made.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Every time.
Yeah, it is. It's funny. It is beautiful, everybody. Just to let everybody know, we do have a new merch design shirt, hoodie, or whatever you want to buy of it. Love it. I love it. So yeah, and I will show you a new design right now, right in front of our faces. And we're going to be talking about this also, not just a shirt.
You capitalized on that, didn't you?
I did. I mean, you gotta go where things are, I guess, you know. Where the thing is, that's where you go. I
was gonna do a shirt of just a shoe that was left behind, but I thought that'd be in bad taste.
A shoe that was left behind.
Yeah.
Nice.
Which could be the same shoe that was thrown at Bush. Ooh, think about that. Shoes are making a comeback.
That's it. They are. Nike, I guess. No, but we're going to be talking about July 13th, everybody. So if you're watching right now and you're still with us, we're talking about July 13th. Our thoughts about it, and I kind of want to talk about all the conspiracy theories that are that are out there.
There are a lot of them. A lot. Wow. I mean, a lot. This happened fast.
There are. It did. It did happen fast. First and foremost, we want to pray for the president. We want to pray for those who, the families of those who lost their lives. Even pray for the young boy who was the shooter.
Yeah.
For his family. I mean, it's a sad thing. Nobody knows what's going to trigger someone's mind to just flip and want to do something so evil and vile to hurt somebody else. I mean, even though the school shootings from a few years ago and stuff like that. I mean, who thinks about those things, and who just kind of thinks about it so much that they decide to do it eventually?
Not just think about it, because we've all had that errant thought, when you got bullied in school or something, but to actually act upon it, to actually decide, I'm going to do this, that's where the line is drawn. And you have to wonder, wow, a lot must have had to happen to push you to think that that's the answer. Yeah. That's the answer, Yeah,
and it's a weird, crazy feeling, or even a thought to even think of that somebody does those things,
Yeah.
It's like, man, what drives them to just act upon those thoughts? It's strange.
And then another thing too is we're thinking that these are sane individuals that make these sane thoughts. It could be quite the opposite. It could be someone who is dealing with a mental situation, or just someone who's easily influenced, and it totally sways their thoughts. I mean, especially when you think about these school shootings, you're still dealing with a person with a developing mind. It's still developing, and something in their world changed them, and they snapped,
Yeah, this is true.
I mean, not to take away from this, but look at where I'm from, Chicago. I mean, you've got these young guys. This is every day on the news is someone usually in their 20s or whatever shooting someone else or younger. So, it doesn't make the news like Saturday, not to take away from it, but just what in the mind and of that at that young age tells you, I'm done. This is my only way to let out frustration and anger, but that's a topic for a totally different topic for a different day. I digress.
For sure. And I guess sometimes, and I know here at Inside the Booth, we don't try to get too political. You know, we do slip up once in a while. I especially do, because, you know, sometimes I don't care. But but if you think about it, a lot of these places that do have a lot of violence and stuff, they are prominently what do you call democratic states, especially the cities, you know. Now, is that the main leading cause of everything that's going on? No, of course not. But it's strange that it is prominently democratic states that have these problems, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's just crazy. So let's talk about it a little bit of the
main topic of the 13th.
You know, President Trump.
You've gone all out today.
Yeah, becoming what is it called? An assassination attempt. You know,
yes,
he definitely wanted to kill him. He wanted to assassinate him.
Well, an inch up, down, left, or right.
Yeah, exactly.
We have a different conversation right now, you know. So.
Exactly, everybody would.
Yeah,
and
so
I think this.
Talk about lucky, man.
Yeah, I think God was protecting him. You know, it definitely. You can't really make this stuff up. I believe God truly protected President Trump for a reason. Now, do we know exactly what that reason is? Is it what? We'll talk about this later, but is it Project 2025 or is it Agenda 47? Even though those things are not, yeah, right. Even though those policies are really not in effect, and you know, and I guess you could call it the left wing, the Democratic Party wants to scare everybody that if Trump does become president, these are exactly what's going to happen. And it's not true. It's not exactly what's going to happen. They're just policies, you know, a bunch of stuff piled up, and you pick from, oh, well, I think that would be good to put into play. Why don't we try that, you know? And Trump never said he was going to, this is one thing a lot of people are scared of, that he's going to get rid of all the Democrats, and it's all going to be, what do they call them? Trump cronies going to come into all the positions of power. Yeah, and that's not true. I don't think that's his agenda. I don't think he really wants to do that, because then, you know, it would cause issues, you know.
But then again, doesn't both parties want that? I mean, if you give it a choice, Democrats would want all Democratic, and Republicans would want all Republican. You know, so
exactly.
It's just to save face and to not raise a lot of eyebrows and get, you know, so a nation which is already divided, extremely angry if you did that. You kind of you shy away from doing that extreme. You know,
right, and but, that has happened every time a president would become a president. They will fire people and hire their own
they could bring their guys in.
They do it all the time. So
not just in government, but even you know, you have someone at the top of the ladder in major companies. It happens all the time. It's nothing new. Right,
exactly, and for that just to be there, I guess that for the mainstream media to scare people that is, you know, like it's a certain thing that's going to happen. It's just, and it makes a lot of people want to hate Trump. What do they call it? TDS, Trump deranged syndrome, I guess they're calling it. Wherever, no matter what you do, you say the word Trump, like on YouTube, and all of a sudden you get censored, which I'm probably sure we're getting censored right now. And that's what happens, you know, when you talk about politics and Trump. And if you think about it, a lot of conservative channels are no longer on YouTube. They're over there on Rumble because YouTube has censored some people. And it happens. So here we are. freedom of speech is not
I
always
was
free
just
either.
gonna say that, man. I was just gonna say that. You stole my line.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But that I was definitely thinking that, it's not so free.
Yeah, it's not so free anymore. And it's kind of tough once in a while to find a place that will allow you to speak freely, So I guess this talk is more on education. We'll call it educational. We're not talking against Democrats. We're not talking against Republicans. We just want to talk, I guess you could say. Now, for everybody here that watches us, they know that I am a Christian. I do have certain beliefs system in place because I do believe in the Bible. I believe in God and I believe in Jesus. So that's just the way it is. Does it make me a hater? Does it make me hate people? No. Does it make me hate gay?
Kind of the opposite of what that is.
Exactly. It's quite the opposite. And I understand some people's concerns about it, like, oh, well, you must hate gays because homosexuality is a sin. But it doesn't mean you hate gays. Mm-hmm. It's like saying lying is a sin. But it doesn't mean I hate somebody who lies to me. I don't appreciate them lying, but, I'll still show them love and mercy and, forgiveness for lying. Same with, what was it? Sex before marriage. I had sex before marriage. That means I'm a sinner. That means I should go to hell and I should hate the Bible and God because of it, right? I mean, that's basically what homosexuals are doing. I don't care if you like men, if a man likes a man, it's all right, go for it. I just don't believe in doing that. Now, there is that video that I sent you. At the end, Ben Shapiro said, about the whole homosexuality and orientation of who you are and stuff like that. Ben Shapiro said he believes one way, which is man and women can get married, and that's how marriage should be. But he doesn't care if you want to have sexual relations with whoever.
Right, exactly.
And that's basically how I feel too. If you want to have sexual relations with whoever you want, go for it. Should that be considered, like traditional marriage? If a man and a man get married? Not really. Does it make you any less of a person? No, it doesn't make you less of a person. If that's what you want to do and that's what you want to be, then do it. But I don't hate them. I have a half brother who's homosexual. I have friends that have been on this channel who are homosexual. And, a lot, like me growing up, I didn't know how to handle homosexuality because, you grow up in a small church and they say, homosexuals, it's a sin. And they don't really teach you how to talk to homosexuals. They don't teach you how to be around them. And just, and every time I am around them, I just kind of treat them the way I would treat a regular friend.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Doesn't, and I would never hate anybody. Just because I believe in the Bible doesn't mean I hate them.
Right.
What you do is what you do. If they believe in God or not, that's something they have to work out for themselves, because there are some homosexuals that probably believe in God and Jesus, but absolutely, and they still have those urges of homosexuality. Well, that's between you and God. Obviously what the Bible says is kind of like what God's, what would you call it? Like a manual for us, right?
Yeah.
That is God's word per se, because it's a man hearing from God and writing it down. But at the same time, that's between you and God. I would never hate somebody for it. But I would say, well, read this, read that, assess for yourself. And if you think, and I still don't think God would strike anybody dead if you wanted to follow Christ, because even in my life or in a normal person's, like a heterosexual's life, the Bible does say, what does it say? Basically, get rid of your own fleshly desires, take up a cross and follow him. So it's like you got to take up what he's doing, and follow what he's doing, and be selfless, and stop thinking about your selfish desires.
Oh, he won't like society today.
Yeah,
This is all about me society.
Right. This is true. Unfortunately, that's too true.
Yep.
But denying ourselves to follow Christ it's really hard. It's hard to do. I'll admit that. But it is rewarding in the end. If you think about it, when you die, what happens? Well, you'll be with God. You'll be with Jesus. You'll be in a place where it's not going to be torture and death and fire, and not being with God, because we all choose. At one point in my life, I didn't understand choosing. Well, if you choose to be with God, then you can be with God. If you don't choose, then you don't have to. So, and this is how, as humans, as we choose, is more of somebody who says, "Oh, I don't want nothing to do with God. I just want to do my sinful stuff by myself." Well, then that's you're choosing to not be with God on earth. So when you die and get mad at God because he says, "Okay, goodbye," that's because he is respecting your choice that you didn't want to be with him, right? So you don't want to be with me, so then I won't let you be with me. It's okay. Goodbye. Now,
unless
you're right,
you repent.
Yeah, that's right. You repent of your sin,
and not just for the sake of, I better. Okay, forgive me. Now let me in. But you truly, because there's that. But you truly repent and ask for forgiveness of your sins. So
yeah, exactly. It doesn't mean we're going to be perfect. No,
far from perfect.
I think we'll still be sinners, saved by grace, but the blood of Jesus will be over us, and we are trying our best to do what we want, or what's best for God exactly. and the society that we live in. And there is a reason why God says, don't have marriage or don't have sex before marriage. I found that out afterwards.
Yeah, funny how that works. I wasn't supposed to do that.
That's why he said it. Yeah, that's why he said it. Why? Because you can have kids out of wedlock, and then those kids might get screwed up, and the same chain happens to them, and they get messed up, and there's a lot of variables actually. So I guess let's stay on target. I know I kind of went off target, but at the same time, it's kind of the same.
I'm usually the one that does that. Come on.
Yeah, right. The Democrats have this conspiracy that when Trump got shot, he hired this man to shoot him, and
there's a lot of that going around, man.
Yeah, and hired him to miss the shot so that he could look like the great guy that he is, saving America. That's their perspective, right? And that just sounds like, why you have if you hire someone to shoot at you, you have the potential of dying.
Yes, anything could go wrong. Man.
Yeah, exactly.
Although, if you go back to that picture of him with his fist up.
Yeah, there you go. I'll do that.
I feel like if they took that stand out and put an eagle right there, it'd be perfect.
Oh, there you
go. Put one right there. Kudos to that cameraman, man. I know he's like, yes.
Yeah, I got the best shot.
I got it.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's using it too. I mean,
everybody.
Everybody's using it because the American flag's behind him. You see the blood.
Notice how they took the stand out almost too.
Yeah, right. And obviously, I used it. Here you go. Here's the.
There you go.
For the T-shirt or whatever.
Still need an eagle in there though, somewhere, or a dove or something.
I didn't think about it. A dove would have been cool. So, yeah, and okay. So now here's the conservative side of the conspiracy theory.
Right.
Is that the CIA or the Secret Service is still working for Biden. So they allowed the shot to happen, and then allowed a couple other shots to happen, and then they shot back.
I was just watching something about that where I guess the cop, and this just sounds just off the wall, where I guess the cop went up there, poked his head up, saw the guy, and then he fumbles his gun, loses his grip. Oh, you're a professional, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Trained for this. How is this happening?
Down. Yeah, and he falls off the roof. Yeah.
All I picture is someone having their gun and, just really? You had one job, man.
Yeah, right.
But I wasn't there, so I don't know. I just, it just seems.
And the kid's like, "Oh, well, cool, you missed."
And the kid probably looked over his shoulder, just like, and then went back to what he was doing.
Right. Now, now let's think about it this way, though. You have other snipers on other roofs protecting Trump, right?
Yep, you should.
Yep, and everyone's saying, well, this kid should have been, he should have been found out about, right? Well, first of all, I guess some of his Secret Service people were not, like, he wasn't fully staffed. Like, he had people that were out, right? So if I was there, let's say I was a police officer, somebody told me some guy's on a roof with a sniper gun. And I go, oh, yeah, well, there's two over there. There's two over there. I mean, what's the big deal, right? I mean, that's what I would probably think. Oh, he's just, he's looking around protecting Trump, I have heard, now, I don't know if it's a credible source or not, but I heard that the cop that went up there, he went up, he looked at the guy's uniform, he saw him sitting there with the gun, he came back down and said, oh yeah, he's just another Secret Service guy, he's just sitting around waiting for something to happen, right?
I see someone who's going to be a scapegoat for this.
Right. But in reality, I mean, it could be if he was dressed in the same type of uniform as everyone else. He had camouflage on, he was, I don't know if he was armed to the T like the other guys, but you never know.
They said he had something like 50 rounds with him.
Right. Okay. So there you go. 50 rounds. So if the Secret Service did allow this to happen, I think they would have allowed him to keep shooting the crowd a few more times to see how many he could kill, That's just my thought. I mean, if you're allowing him to shoot, you're going to allow him to shoot all his rounds off before you shoot him, right? I don't know.
Like, hey.
I don't know. Just my thoughts. Yeah. Just my thoughts.
Let's see what he's got.
Just keep going, buddy. How many are you gonna get? No, but I did see that he was a like everyone's telling me, he's a registered Republican. See, Republicans hate Trump too. But there are videos out there where this kid is making videos on his social media saying, I hate Trump, I hate Republicans, and that he was going to register as a Republican just to trick the system. Republicans vote for Democrat president, so there's that.
Well, I mean, don't they monitor when you say certain keywords, though? So if you put hate and Trump in the same, I just messed our station up. When you put those things together, aren't there keywords that make you almost not make you a target, but they watch you a little closer based on what you've typed into these social media groups? Do they still do that, or is that not a thing, or is that an urban myth as well? You would think that any type of threat, would be monitored, just
right.
Especially if that threat's coming from someone in the area that the president is about to visit. Right. That would be your number one person to keep an eye on, I would think.
Right. You would think
right?
So. Right.
Someone goes and buys a whole lot of ammunition, right?
Yeah.
Prior to someone coming to their town, you kind of want to keep an eye on that person.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
you would think
seems
so.
logical.
I mean, that's just logical. And that's just logic you got there. I don't know. I don't know the exact, you know, and maybe it was like a insider job from the Democrats, you know, saying, oh, what we missed them, you know, just like if you watch TikTok, there are a lot of like
I try to stay away from it.
Yeah, liberal left Democrat people that keep yelling that, why did you do that? Why did you miss? Blah blah blah, and crying that they missed, you know. And it's like,
wow. I mean, like
that should be
love
at,
him or hate him. You're talking about a human being here.
Yeah, exactly.
You're talking about killing a human being, shooting him in the head.
Yeah.
I don't care if you don't like his politics. You don't like him. There's something morally wrong with you if you think that that's acceptable. You know, you're killing your fellow man. How is that acceptable?
Exactly. I don't know. I don't know. It's not, and it shouldn't be.
Nope. Unless your fellow man's a zombie, then definitely show, you know, extreme prejudice on that one. You have to kill him at one point. You got to do it.
Get the zombie. That's right.
That's right. See, I told you. It's me that detracts away from the subject. That's my choice.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's our. Actually, could say that's our thoughts on, you know, the assassination.
Oh no, that's not all the thoughts. Hold on now.
Oh, okay.
Hold on.
Okay. If you got more, go for it.
I just have one question, and you get. I hope the comments fill up with this because this is important. So don't start laughing. I'm being serious here.
Okay.
Was his shoes off during this, or did he lose the shoe ducking down? I want to know more about this shoe. No one's talking about this. Why are your shoes off? Is that something you do when you go up to speak in front of audiences? Because I would love to take my shoes off when I'm doing public speaking, or, you know, a crowd speaking in front of a crowd. I mean, I feel like that goes along with imagining that the crowd is in their underwear. Take your shoes off. It goes hand in hand. But seriously, why were his shoes off, or was it just throughout the chaos a shoe popped off?
Yeah, it could be, for sure. You know, because you're being pushed down and you're walking, and you know.
Along those same notes, if someone's shooting at you, do you really care about your shoe?
Exactly. Nah, I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. Damn the shoe. I got all this money. I could buy new shoes.
Exactly. Exactly.
Must their alligator skin, and I guess I would like that. Anyway.
Yeah, and that's another thought about Trump is that he has money. He doesn't have to.
Yeah. So just buy. I don't know. It just seems a little odd to me.
He's even said that I don't have to do this, but he wants, you know, and.
Because if you have all the money in the world, that's what's next, man. You gotta have the power.
You gotta have the power. That's right. That's right. No, I think it's quite opposite. I think it's more of he wants to help the American people because he was able to get to where he's at because of America, you know. And there are some policies that he wants to, like.
I think that's more of it. Yeah, he wants to see the change, you know.
Yeah.
Well, that's usually why you go for presidency. It's not really a power. It's just you fed up and you want change.
Yeah, exactly.
The sucky part is when you get in there and find out it's not so easy, is it?
No, exactly.
They had all these wonderful ideas and made all these promises, and wow, I did not realize all this red tape is all.
Yeah, you got all these other people there. Stop.
Exactly. This wasn't that wasn't what was advertised.
Right. Exactly. I thought I could change it.
Yeah. Oh well. I don't know. Seems like a stressful job to me.
It does. It does, doesn't it? I don't think I would want the job.
Neither. It takes away from my video game play, and that's important.
That's very important.
And it's kind of hard to do that when I have to, play nice for everybody.
Right.
Or can I? Yeah, I should run.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You know, and I think everybody should have the opportunity to run and be a part of the cabinets or be a part of the, be.
Oh, everyone does. Everyone has the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I think
you almost have to have that thought implanted from the beginning, because
yeah,
a lot of the stuff that you do or way early in life, could come back to bite you, man. What did you mean when you did that tattoo on your neck there? What? I was 16. Wouldn't think it.
Well, that's true too. That's true. So what else can we talk? Oh, let's talk about Project 2025. Real quick. Not that it's gonna be quick, but
no, that's it's just not a quick one. But
like
I said, some things.
Yeah, like we have mentioned some things already, but like I said, I think it's more of a. I'm not going to talk like exact policies that are going to be implemented. People need to do their own research and figure it out. Now, obviously, a non-Christian might think it's scary. Oh, you're going to take away abortion. What if I need an abortion? Well, first of all, when Trump did take away abortion, as they call it that, it was more of, it doesn't need to be federally funded. Your tax money doesn't have to go to these things, and which is true. Our tax money doesn't have to go to someone who wants an abortion. If you want an abortion, have the abortion clinic raise their own money. Say, hey, there are people who might need it. We need to raise our own money. Why is it federally funded? That doesn't make sense to me. Because there's other things that I would like to see federally funded that might help normal situations, because not every person is a woman, And then another thing they're afraid of is the whole transgender being taken away. No, not enough diversity in offices in the White House or whatever. But if you think about it, a lot of those people right now are white men. They may say they're women. They may have long hair and say, I'm a female, but that's not a female. Don't you want a real woman to be more so in power than a man who says he's a woman? Is that really diversity?
It's definitely a gray area, because I have some beliefs about like trans people in sports.
Yeah.
Because
think about that.
I mean, if you look at it, we're built differently, right?
We are, yes.
And I feel like, and this is just me, so here comes the hate mail, but you're built different, and you're competing in a sport where another group of people is built different. You kind of, and this may go both ways, you kind of have an advantage that's not fair. It's not
exactly
fair. It's just, how can you compete? I mean, it's just, I don't know. But then you argue, what about someone who's just built bigger? And is it fair for them? So it's definitely a gray area. But it just, for me, it just seems a little odd. It's like, if you're gonna,
how many women who transitioning into men go into a man's sport? You don't see that, because they know that they are built different. They
or do you? I don't know if there may be some cases of that. I don't know.
There might be, but I've never seen it.
It's usually the other way around.
Yeah, it's usually the other way around.
Not to say it hasn't happened though, so you don't know.
Right. Okay. You're right. It's not reported, I guess you could say, if it does happen.
Well, it's not news, right?
Yeah, it's not news, but it's more news if a man can take over a woman's sport.
It's more news. More news. That's right.
More news, and then that man gets first place and everything because he's.
Yeah,
better.
It just seems unfair to me. It just seems so unfair to me.
What was it? The one guy. I think it was what was he? A swimmer. He got like 500th place in the men's swimming Olympics or whatever. So he was like, "Well, I'll try the women's." And I'll just say I'm a woman, and he gets first place. You're right. That is very unfair.
Is that like a form of cheating?
It is. It is very much. I would think.
I mean, it just seems, all right. can't play Call of Duty, but I'll just play this little preschool game, and yay, I won.
Yeah, you win,
I
yeah.
beat them all. They're kids. You're an adult. It's not.
Yeah, right.
Now I know that's like an extreme, apples and oranges type
example. Yeah.
But
so, and then I'm not saying I hate trans people, because what they want to do with their body, that's up to them.
Yeah, I don't hate anybody, any group. I
feel sorry for them, because there are a lot who don't understand why they want to be that way, and so they do it. That's a spiritual thing, more spiritual, and them being a lot say it's mental issues.
I was just gonna say, sometimes it's not spiritual. It's just what they truly think inside, and who are we to argue with that, right?
Right, exactly. Which ultimately, what we think can be spiritual, because the Bible does say, be renewed by the mind, be transformed by the renewing of your mind, and do not be conformed to the things of the world. So basically,
what if your mind is damaged and you can't, can't, right?
Well, I think in that case, a lot of reading helps. Like read the Bible. Don't read anything else for weeks. Read the Bible, see what happens, and maybe some of that damage will start to come back, and be healed.
But then wouldn't that be the same as saying someone, say, with Down syndrome, who was born with that, and you can't fix it by telling them, well, just read more. You can't. That's not going to work. It's just not going to work.
That's kind of an extreme, but you're right.
Right. And it sounds extreme, but some people, they're wired where that's this. They can read a million, over and over again. Yeah. It's not going to work. It's not going to work.
And it doesn't.
But it could be because it could be comprehension. Mm-hmm. It could be just sheer, I don't want to,
That is true too. I remember that when I was a kid.
There was a lot of it. I don't want to do
it. My comprehension wasn't that great, so I didn't want to do it, because I didn't understand it. Because, like I said,
and there could be that too. There could be a number of reasons why.
Yeah, I mean, and you got slight autism in people and stuff like that too, and that
or maybe not. You just never know.
Not.
I mean,
you just don't want. Yeah, maybe some people
don't want to do it.
Yeah, just don't want to. So
I don't want to get up and go to work, but mortgage makes me do it. So.
Right. That's another thing.
Yeah. So get your ass up and get out there.
Government. Come on. I don't want to do that stuff. And what was it? 1776. We fought the Revolutionary War against England because of a 2% tax. Now we pay like a 12 or 14% tax, and it's like, what happened? What happened?
What happened?
I think, unfortunately, what really happened was that us, the people, we kind of got lazy and started letting the government, go ahead, do whatever, and then we decided, wait a minute, now we're starting to take
go on now.
Oops. I think we said go ahead too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Strange.
So one thing we haven't talked about, I don't know if we have time, is what is it? The Agenda 47. What do you think about that?
Now I'm not too well versed on Agenda 47, but I think it has some good points to it, definitely, and it doesn't mean that it's going to fall into play right when President Trump becomes president, same with
180 days.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Got 180 days.
Exactly.
Right. So, there are some good things about it, and obviously as a Christian man, I don't mind it. Some of the Project 2020, I agree with a little bit, so it's
right. No plan is going to be perfect. There's bits and pieces from both that just make sense that would work.
Exactly.
But is anyone going to pick and choose from both? And what if they pick the wrong ones from one? So there's that.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah. I just think it's just one of those things where you just kind of, you can just see what happens, what was it in 2016? Everybody was afraid that Trump was going to destroy everything. But in reality, he made what? He made China start paying us for stuff. He started making other people pay us for stuff. And he was actually helping the economy grow. He's more of a businessman. I don't think he cares too much. He is more of a businessman. Yeah. And I think he cares more about policies that will help us grow as an economy. Now, I do believe I watched this prophecy of a guy. He was talking about how, and this was, I think he prophesied it last year, and and the whole part where Trump got shot by the ear came true. So if this guy's prophecy is true, that God told him this is what's going to happen, then we might, as a country, fall into a crisis of like a Great Depression. And if that does happen, I think, because he said this too, he said eventually God will tell Trump what to do to get out of it, And as we're going through these seasons, let's say with Trump, we have to pray and just, seek God and diligently say, okay, we're going to come out of it eventually, and it will happen, but in the moment of time, you will have a lot of people that don't know God or anything that say, see, Trump did this. Trump made this happen. Now we're all in a Great Depression because of Trump.
Are we going to have those stickers at the pump?
Yeah, right.
Those are comical.
They are. Look what I did. I did that.
Those are comical.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is funny. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? We need to, as for those that believe in Christ, need to keep your eyes on Christ, no matter what. Because in reality, I don't believe any Christian should vote Democrat, only because God does not want us to harm children. And what do you Democrats believe in? Killing. I call killing babies. They call it, it's just abortion, Where's that fine line? What do you do? Is it really black and white? Like some?
Oh no, it's definitely not. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different situations, right?
Yeah,
rape,
exactly.
Being one of them,
right? Well, what's funny? Not that it's funny, but
yeah, that's definitely not funny.
It's not funny.
But you and your segues.
I know, right? Goofy me. But my brother was a pastor at an Assembly of God church here in the town I'm living in, and we had a missionary come in. She was a part of Assembly of God and everything, but on one of her mission trips, she got raped, and she got pregnant from that rape, and for a while there, nobody, everybody shunned her, looked at her wrongly because she had a child out of wedlock. And but she decided to keep the baby, right? Sure. And that kid turned out to be such a great kid. He loves God. He wants to follow God. So you never know. You
never know.
You do get raped. Is it right to really abort the child? Because what if God has a plan for that child? It's hard to say. It's hard to say. I understand the whole thing. Well, if it's the person's father raped or the grandfather raped the woman.
See, there's that gray area, right?
That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough to know what you should do.
Yeah.
And those people, I do believe, should go to jail for doing stuff like that, for sure. Rape is not a thing you should you should get out of. Maybe that penalty should be in place for people like that who do evil things to other people. But who should I say? Like me believing in Christ, I shouldn't want people to die because everybody should have a second chance to find Jesus. Yes, this is true, but at the same time, do we really want that person alive in this world if he never changes? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like you said, there's some gray areas. I think Jesus will have the last say for everything. God will have the last say for everything. But here we are, flawed human beings. There's gray areas in our thinking, because we're not perfect. God is perfect. We're not. But of course, there's always grace. Jesus did die on the cross for grace. So maybe I should be more graceful for people that do evil things. Like, okay, well, I pray that they go to jail for life and they find Jesus in jail. I don't think, obviously, I don't believe that they should be out and about roaming around so they can hurt other people. Right. But yeah, that's what I think about that.
Need Judge Dredd to come in.
That's right. I'm judge.
He can fix it right then and there.
I am the
with justice.
That's right. I am the law, and what I think goes. The penalty is death. Right now.
Wow. Yeah.
Right.
There it is.
That's basically. I mean, if you read the comic books, that's basically what he does most of the time.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Kills everybody.
Judge, jury, and execution, right there.
Yeah, that's it. Man, talking a long time here. Running out of water.
Uh-oh.
No, that's okay. So this show was a bit longer. Yeah. What do you guys think about what happened? Let's end it like this. What do you guys think about what happened to Trump? What conspiracy theory do you believe? I believe that it was just, I don't think nobody had something to do with it. I believe that it happened. It was unfortunate, and we should pray for the president. We should pray for those who lost somebody. We should pray for those who got injured.
Firefighter, right?
Yeah, and we should definitely pray for this country.
Yeah, above all, yes.
Yeah, pray for the country for sure, and pray for the world, because whatever happens here, it kind of leaks everywhere else because everybody's watching.
Everyone is watching. Popcorn in hand.
That's it. So I mean, ultimately, God is in control of everything. But we here on this little earth, us little ant people, we do have a say in some things. And you got to stand up and fight for what you believe in, before
the lizard overlords get to us.
Exactly.
That's a real threat.
That's right. That's right. It pretty much is. Socialism is not what other people think it is. That's basically communism. So, and for those of you who call me a white supremacist, a fascist, I'm not, but thank you. And they probably would call Ron, because you agree with some of the things I say, they'll probably call you a coon and a white supremacist.
or confused. I don't know.
Yeah, or confused. Yeah.
I just feel like there's good points on both sides. Yeah. That's how I'll end it. That's just what I believe.
Yeah, exactly. And there is a way to unite and get along. That's
there is, but
we
live in an era where two men enter, one man leaves.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's just how it is. Yep, that's how it is.
Thunderdome.
That's right.
That's right. Thunderdome.
That's right.
2 men enter, 1 man leaves.
That's how it's got to be.
It is. And obviously, eventually, in the end times, the Bible talks about it, that there will be a one world government, but hopefully not yet. I don't want it, but it's going to happen eventually. The devil's supposed to try to take over everything, and God comes back and throws him in hell for a long time. So let's just hope and pray that Jesus doesn't come back yet, and that because of this, God will tarry and we will have good years left of our lives. I mean, I think eventually, as I get a little older, I might live in the end times, but maybe not. I mean, obviously we're living in the end times, but we don't know when the true end is.
The rapture.
That's right, the rapture. It's going to come like a thief in the night. And that's going to be fun because we don't know. We just got to wait and see. So.
Yep.
Be prepared, everybody. If you're not saved yet, find Jesus and follow him and learn. That's all we get to do is learn. Read the Bible. Reading the Bible is learning, basically. And they're good stories, too. What is it? Since we're not perfect, there's a lot of non-perfect stories in there that tell you, hey, it's okay. God can still use us, even in our non-perfectness. Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Thanks in so long. It has been an hour and almost 30 minutes.
Yeah.
We usually don't go this long these days, but I guess just wanted to get some stuff off my chest. I'm glad Ron was able to come and talk about some of the things that he believes too. And
sure.
We're all in it together, everybody. And if you are a Democrat, I don't hate you. It's okay. We can be friends.
It's okay.
It's okay. We'll just disagree on some things.
See, and that's how it should be. No shots taken.
Yeah, exactly. No shots, just disagreements, and say, okay, go about your merry way. Yeah. So thanks everybody for being here. Thanks for watching us. And if you like what we do here, if you like this, and if you like more politic talking, maybe we'll come up with some other day and another time where we can do a little bit more of that. But right now, obviously we're still a movie channel. That's why we did the movie in the beginning. And then, just let us know what you think. If you got any ideas for us, or you want to hear our thoughts on other stuff besides movies, let us know in the comment section below. And don't forget to share this, vanquish the like button, ding the bell. Vanquish. That's right.
Gonna be a lot of comments on this one.
Well, let's hope so. All right. Yeah. And then that's it. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Don't forget our shop. We got shirts.
Look at that.
Go buy
see what
one.
You did there. Don't forget our shot. That's right.
That's right. Don't forget our shot.
You got to put an eagle on there somewhere. It's just it would be perfect. Or doves. Do it.
Right. Yeah. Do it now. I should have had a clip of Palpatine saying "do it." I don't have. Oh well.
Oh well.
So that's it. That's it, everyone. Thank you for being here, everybody.
Thanks.
Thanks for coming. And God bless you all, and hope to see you next Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard. Go over to CG Artist and go subscribe to his channel and watch his old stuff. And hopefully,
there's no politics there.
And no politics.
Only tomfoolery.
That's right.
And building.
And building.
Something like that.
Something like that. So that's it. So thanks, everyone. Let me throw on a little nighttime driving music and say goodbye. There we go. Goodbye,
Damn,
everybody.
that's smooth.
Yeah, right. Thanks for.
All right, let's read the hate mail. Here it comes.
Right. Here it comes, everybody.
Here it comes.
Leave some
Any minute
comments. Any minute.
Any minute. But what's no? Okay, I thought.